Yo, 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 yo! Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Happy Friday, everybody. Oh, my goodness, is it a glorious Friday? We got wall-to-wall ball. Hoops is just all on us, man. Not only do we have amazing hoops, you know your Tigers play today at 12 o'clock, Wichita State, the Shockers. They're going to give them the shocker this time, buddy. Yeah, pull it out, and Tigers. Putting it in the hole, giving the Shockers the shocker, getting a little bit of revenge. And then we also have Grizzlies action. We got Grizzlies action tonight, which, by the way, let me just tell you something. I'm being dead serious when I say this. This one's scary, people. Like, have you paid any attention to Cleveland? My goodness. They are no joke.
15 in a row.
15 straight. Grizzlies, man, in that. It's time. Y'all are due to lose.
I was wondering what Darius Garland was doing in Nashville the other day when he was on the SEC tournament coverage, but then it just made the little short trip over right after it. Okay, it makes sense.
Man, especially when
Nashville guy.
It's called distracted hooping. That's what we want.
Man, I hope they're distracted because they have been running through it. They're on the year. They are 55-10. Yeah, you heard that right. They got 10 losses. They won 15 straight games, and this
should
collection,
make you proud, John. They're doing this without LeBron.
Dude, I mean, I love you. Thank you for pointing that out. I told you.
You should love that.
I told you, Cleveland, you did not need him.
About a decade or so later, but
that was Kyrie's win anyway. Thank you.
I knew it was coming. That's all I wanted him to say. That's it.
Thank you, Kyrie.
And LeBron didn't matter.
But, man, I'm going to tell you something. When they hooked up Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell and you had two smaller guards, and this is something that you do not see much in the NBA because it is a recipe for failure. Yeah. I didn't think it was going to succeed. And holy hell, Spidey Man is a superstar. Darius Garland's coming to his own. He's out tonight, by the way. Did you know that?
That I didn't know.
Am I not crazy? Did I hear this again?
Spider's out.
Is Spider-Man not out tonight, yo? Hey, Darian. Spider-Man's out tonight, right?
He's been out the past.
I don't know. I can check that out. Spidey's out?
I thought Donovan Mitchell was going to be out.
He's been out the last game or two, I think, though, because I tried to bet on him the other night.
Now the problem is, I know Evan Mobley and Jared Allen going to be playing, and they are something to deal with down low.
Yeah, they've been beasting.
Especially
Evan.
God, yeah, Evan, man, he's turned into that dude. So tonight we have Grizzlies, Cavs. Today we got Tigers and the Shockers. And then tomorrow night, retiring Tony Allen's jersey, baby. Look at this dope thing I got. First team all defense.
On the Cavaliers site, guys, yes, they say out with the groin, Spider Donovan Mitchell, and from the University of Memphis, former Tiger, Imani Bates. Both out tonight.
Well, I'm really, really grateful. Amani scared me.
Hey.
Didn't want him to come back out here.
Hey, we're not going to have Amani slander on this show.
All right. Okay. But it is a big game tonight. And then again, tomorrow, the Heat come to town. They're retiring Tony Allen's jersey. It's going to be pimp, man. Memphis. And you're the historian. You are Mr. Hoopshead. 94 feet of life. You and all them boys be cutting up game tape, be talking all the time. It is hoops in your head 24/7. When you think of TA, man, tell me what you think about him, what he meant for the city, for the grit, grind, the whole grind, father.
It's fun for me because I've always taken Memphis Grizzly players and I've associated them with Memphis City schools, not Shelby County schools that they have now, old school, where we grew up on. Tony Allen has always been an official South Memphis dude to me. Largely because, Tony's from North Memphis. Zach's from South Memphis.
Yeah. No.
I put out the mud, baby.
Right, exactly. See, Tony just kind of reminds me of a classic North Memphis cat. If you know North Memphis like Darren, you know North Memphis like that. I know North Memphis. John, I'm quite sure you know North Memphis that way.
Plus, there's a lot of rehabs over in North Memphis, if you ain't noticed, man.
Hey, we got an exclusive interview tomorrow with TA.
They're more like, what are they, halfway houses and recovery centers in the north than in any other part of the city.
But
Which is great. If you need a little rehab, you know what I'm saying? If you got a little issue, man, go take care of that. Get that monkey off your back.
Just the personality and the energy and the blue-collar effort that dude brought on a nightly basis is something that we all appreciated in that way. I think the thing that's the funniest about it is, like, I don't know if y'all ever seen this. Darren, you may have seen this on social media over the years. There's a picture of Tony Allen on Lamar on a bicycle right across the street from Payne's Barbecue.
Yeah, of course. Everybody, man, that's one of the best.
That, like, epitomizes us with Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like...
Pull up on the bike,
if
turn,
you're from Memphis,
front wheel.
you get it. Just like you said, the turn on the front wheel, it's like... It was almost like he was from that neighborhood. But what you doing on the bike on Lamar, though, T.A.? But they don't need no explanation because that's T.A.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like where I spoke on this even before we jumped on, before we got on the air. It's funny how people really don't know, especially even people in the city, where the all heart grit grind actually originated. And it was off the cusp. Post-game interview, it wasn't planned. It was just
all heart grit grind.
All heart, grit, grind. That's exactly how he stated it. And it got taken with and run with, and I'm blessed that it did, because that was actually, I went to that playoff series that year.
Man, I still got the grit grind growl towels.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the year that they beat San Antonio. Who the 8th seed, they beat San Antonio. All of that was there because Rudy went down. It was that belief that Lionel didn't think that Tony could guard KD, and he locked KD up that night in Oklahoma City. And from there, Tony's playing time really increased because he wasn't a starter at that point. But then by playoff time, he's become a regular after he knocked out O.J. Mayo on the plane, of course. Shout out to the
Boo
Chiefs.
Ray.
Over the Boo Ray game, but it just epitomizes Zach and Tony.
I just got to give also a little credit to the pilot. It wasn't a wuss pilot like Auburn this year. Like that Auburn pilot that turned there, they were horseplaying. They were having a little fun.
If you remember,
and he turned the damn plane around, went back, and then they flew back to Houston after they were horseplaying, and after had to wait 6 hours and whipped Houston's ass.
And if you remember, Juice was out with flu-like symptoms in quotations for a couple of games before we actually got leakage as to what happened.
Dotted that I.
But, also, when they beat Oklahoma City in 2013, when they advanced to the Western Conference Finals, another time where he locked up KD. And that was the first time that I remember when he yelled out, first team all defense, and he yelled it at Lionel Hollins. Because
first team all D.
But it was even better when he called it 2 years later in the Golden State series, and he called it in game. It was like, this is the most Memphis non-Memphis dude ever with TA. That's all I got, man.
In the grit and grind, like if you go down there and you get the Tony Allen album, instead of the parental advisory sticker, remember they used to have back on the day? It's first team all defense.
I love it.
I mean, it's straight up awesome, man. It's going to be a celebration tomorrow night.
Y'all told me what they said. I was reading it wrong. I was like, Tanya Harding.
Tony Allen, homie. Tanya Harding, though, one of the best hockey players ever.
It's just the way it's laid out, the way it's written. I was like, Tanya Harding. Okay, gotcha.
Tanya Lynn. I got you, dog. I feel you.
It's a Tanya Lynn.
Dude, he like them thick legs. That's his issue. Once he sees Tanya, he's like, man. He's like, I'm better than Jeff Gillooly. I would have gotten away.
Oh. That's still the greatest last name ever, Gillooly.
I know, doesn't he sound? Yeah, Jeff Gillooly. Cracking on Nancy. That. Man, whatever happened to Mr. Ed's cousin Nancy?
I don't know. I'm going to have to Google that. We're going to have to do that.
It's in Arkansas with Huckabee, right?
Dude, those two are like the most horse-looking.
Gotta be.
Hey, I mean, he hates I got a small crush on Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Really?
Dude, she looks just like Mr. Ed, bro. You could put a bit in her mouth and she wouldn't miss a beat.
Wilbur would not be pleased with that, John.
She's rich, though. So
oh, Wilbur. That's exactly what she would say. Oh, Darian.
It's not as bad as Khloe Kardashian looking like Frankenberry, though. I got that one from Ed.
Frankenberry? Which one? Oh, the cereal?
Yeah. Ed Lover said the woman looked like Frankenberry years ago. I ain't forgot about it.
Oh, my Lord. You say Ed Lover. Yo, MTV Raps.
That's what Ed Lover was doing.
Yo.
Yeah, the videos, the internet video segment, Come On, Son. when people do outlandish stuff. It's like, come on, son, you got to be better than that.
Give me back my son. What was that from?
That's
Give me back my son.
That's one of the Mel Gibson movies. I can't remember.
And what's
which
the
one.
chances, John, is saying who's the man?
Who's the man? Who's the man?
I'm gonna say
Ed Lover.
75% because it came out when he was still in high school. Primitive years.
You gotta
Little
give
Bernie
me a little
Mac action.
little recap. Help me out.
That's when Ed Lover and Dr. Dre.
They were cops?
They became cops on their block, and it was just
The same way I went and watched Beer Fest.
Man,
and
I
Dakis,
did not-
I told
I'm not
Dakis about it. He
checking
said
it
it
out.
sounds like an
I've not seen
awesome
that
movie.
one.
You finally saw Beer Fest.
I finally
Dude,
saw
so
Beer
good.
Fest. I tried to get my guy on. He ain't interested. But
Dakis.
you should go and see who's the
Take my
man.
word for it.
No, when I was describing it, he was like,
Take my word for
We
it.
beat the Germans. You have no idea what Barry Babernath was able to pull off. I mean, you just don't get it.
He was like, that is not a Golden Globe picture.
That's
I don't believe
landfill,
it.
right? That was landfill.
No,
right?
Landfill was the big one. He was the annoying one. He was Farver in the police show.
Right.
Barry Babernath is the one who, when they went to get him, he was so down on his luck.
Right,
And he was dressed up as a girl. And he's like, oh, come on. How many?
The one under the bridge?
Yeah, under
Yep.
the bridge,
And
yeah.
Landfill was
But
the
then
one
when
that
they got a
drowned
couple
in the
drinks
beer.
in him, did you see him play quarter? He's like, boom, 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 boom. Man, quit getting shakes. He was like the
He
most.
also is the paddle man, too.
Yep,
He
yep.
sure was
Turn
a
the
paddle
paddle.
guy.
Toon, toon, toon.
I gotta watch that again, man. Dakis, take my word for it. Trust me.
You know what the thing is that I don't think Vegas would actually like it because one, the girls from Germany, like when they are talking about the Wiener Schnitzel and they can hold the like 27 gigantic beers and somehow
boot,
their
John,
breasts
the boot.
still stick way out.
Boot, right.
The boot.
Spin that sucker, get that air vortex going.
Oh my Lord, we haven't lost our mind today, and we don't even have much time. We are staying on topic for a little bit, but I will say today, Memphis, Wichita State. I did want to bring this up real quick. You got also, by the way, Ole Miss and Auburn. Tennessee plays Texas. Texas. Did you see the double overtime thriller against A&M yesterday? Like, Lord.
Shout out to Rodney Terry. He needed that one.
He needed that one bad, man. He wears dope shades and he kind of acts kind of cool. But it's
He's a cool dude.
He's just somehow like it just hadn't quite worked yet.
Well,
this year they needed Trey Johnson to hit them damn threes from that corner. And
If you remember 2 years ago, he was a possession or two shy from getting to the Final Four. They lost to Miami.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just, but it's that portal life, I'll say, where it's a fine line. You can be great one year, you can come back, you can look like trash the next, and you really don't be trash. You just don't have the continuity that you had the prior year. You still need continuity in basketball from season to season. You're gonna maintain a good team. I'm just saying. It's harder to do now, more so than ever. And
I mean, that
really-
Kentucky team had 0 people come back. There ain't no continuity. And the Pope last night took care of business. Speaking of that, by the way, let me just tell you something. I want you to just real quick, hey, I'm thinking about this. We got like one of those days in basketball that are pretty ridiculous. Like tonight, pretty decent games. Like that Clemson-Louisville game should be ridiculous. You got Kentucky playing Alabama. Clemson, by the way, is a 1.5 point favorite over Louisville. You have Alabama as a 7.5 point favorite over Kentucky. Michigan, Purdue is interesting. Like, I love Purdue because I just don't believe in Michigan. I don't believe in Vlad Golden, and I don't believe in their guards. They don't hit enough threes for me. Purdue's a 2.5 point favorite. Missouri and Florida. Like, that one, Missouri.
They gonna score some points.
Man, yesterday, like they got lucky yesterday. I really feel like the BYU Houston game is going to be good, and then we have North Carolina and Duke. And what's up with Cooper Flag? Like, how's this going to affect
He not
everybody?
gonna play.
Well, I know that I'm talking about how's this going to affect the tournament going forward. He looked cute on the sideline. They didn't act like he was dead or devastated, but that did not look good. And I bet it feels a lot worse today.
It probably does, but he got round the clock treatment. This is the Blue Devil.
And he's young.
Yeah, this is
18-year-old.
talking about. And John Shire's gonna do everything to protect him. And just I don't even think he's concerned as far as like that for the rest of the weekend. It's just more about like what you.
Well, he should have been
concerned.
concerned. That first half, everybody thought Duke might end up losing that game. They looked so damn bad. Then Cooper Flag gets hurt, and in the second half, they just came out there and mauled him.
But they still
They mauled
concern.
him,
They're gonna
yeah.
be a 1 seed. Just a matter of which region and what particular 1 seed that they're gonna get.
Shaka Smart and Rick Pitino get to go at each other again. I love St. John's.
Shout out to Cam Jones, the Memphian.
That's right, yeah. Shout out to Cam Jones.
Baller.
Mm-hmm.
Baller. His dad grew up in my neighborhood too, so I know his dad a little bit.
Shout out
Oh yeah, shout out to Kevin Jones. I know.
What
Kevin
up,
Jones.
Kev?
But
Texas, Tennessee today at 2:30. That's going to be a
Looking
good one.
forward to that
That
one.
total is 135 and a half.
That's the Rick Barnes Classic.
Yes, it is.
Two of the three schools that Rick Barnes has coached at in major conferences. I'm taking Tennessee in that one though on the money line. I don't know about you.
Money line. Yeah, that's a 10.5 point favorite, man. That's a big line.
The
The thing is
John, I don't
Texas has
trust
played
in
two
college
games.
hoops.
Here's the thing: is Tennessee hadn't played. Texas played 2 games. They played a double overtime game against Texas A&M yesterday. The one thing about it, if you watch that game, that was one of the more physical basketball games. They were leaning each other. They were beating on each other. I feel like Texas is going to be worn the hell out. But damn, 10 points.
Yeah, well, the leg factor.
But again, then also it's Tennessee. Like they're in Nashville.
Adrenaline.
All them hotties been running around. You've been in Nashville.
Texas still running on adrenaline too.
True that.
You can't do nothing but rock and fire at this time of year.
And Rodney Terry, like you get this when you win.
Think so?
They win against Tennessee.
You know what? I was looking at their resume in general. I'm like, their resume is only really bad in conference.
Yeah, it's terrible in conference.
And it's like they got a killer conference.
But if you win 3 games in the tournament, I feel like, man, and you make it all the way to the semifinals to go play in the damn SEC championship
we have to
game.
win 5 in 5 days just to win it.
And then also like Texas, like if they actually beat Tennessee, they would have beaten Texas A&M. In that crazy game last night. And then, don't forget it, another team that was kind of like fighting to get in that bad boy, which I think they will, but I don't know right now, Vanderbilt. But Vanderbilt, they handle Vanderbilt. So you go Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, Tennessee, you beat a 14, you beat an 8, and you beat one where the number of people like Vandy. That's going to boost your resume a big time. And plus you have Trey Johnson, who... He was one of the first team off for newcomers, whatever. And, so he's kind of a pimp. Now, most of them aren't even in it. Rutgers, man, them poor boys over there.
They disgust me. Because they got 2 bona fide pros.
Took that bag, went over there, and they ain't going to play. There's no NIT this year. There's no NCAA tournament. It's over for them.
They don't have an NIT this year?
No, man. Like, am I crazy or is there no NIT? There's no NIT anymore. There's no NIT this year. What? I thought the big schools said bleep the NIT.
They should have, because I don't like
Yeah,
the
John,
NIT.
after Penny Hardaway declined to go to it, they just said, you know what, screw it.
And
Let's
shout
just
out
get
to
rid of
Bennett,
it.
because he won one first, then he declined to go to the next one.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think you're going to see a team out of the Big Ten being like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out at the NIT.
How about this, John? Not only is there still an NIT, there's also, and I don't know if I need to look it up. I don't know if it starts this year or next year. Jay, you might know. But Fox is putting on a postseason tournament for Big East and Big Ten teams.
I watched that.
And I'd watch that. But it's going to be like the NIT. It's going to rival the NIT. So it sounds like, from what I've read, like back in the offseason, that that ESPN is like basically forcing the SEC and the Big 12 and the ACC. If you have schools that don't make the NCAA tournament, you're going to the NIT.
TV playing is part of the
Exactly.
game.
So yeah, the NIT is getting only bigger and worse because now, like I said, all these SEC teams and stuff, they're the first ones that are going to go instead of like these good mid-major teams that I'd much rather watch in postseason ball.
Go? Like I would be like, no.
I think
I would
they're
watch
going
Rutgers
to.
Because the majority of the kids that would go to the NIT after a year like that, when you were a ACC,
I agree.
a Big Ten, SEC, they leaving you
and
anyway.
They
bro.
might not go, but the pressure is going to be on them to go.
I thought because of the NIL, now, I guess this is just one of those things that maybe I conjured up in my own head and said, well, the NIL now is going to kill the NIT because if once your season's over, you're going to get in the damn transfer portal and you're looking for your next check. Like, why the hell you want to go play in a little tiny tournament that nobody gives a little bitty tiny bit about?
This is very true.
So,
that's
I
like
don't know.
bowl games in college football season. That's why I don't like bowl games. It's consolation prize. It's
I don't
consolation
get a
prize
damn. There's a
football.
difference about football, man. I gamble.
But I get that purpose of it, and that you know what that
because there's
aspect
too
of
much.
it-
Like the difference about bowl games is we don't have any other college ball. We're in
You're right,
between
you're right, you're
the
right.
NFL. It's the months where our livers are shot. We're partying with our family. We need football to give us an out.
I think the scheduling of the bowl games also help too, especially if you're off from work, middle of the day, you partied the night before, you might have a hangover, too much Tito's.
Gives you a
or
reason
whatever.
to drink right when you wake up.
And then when you get one, you get an extra reason to get you to drink, go get you some Mexican food or whatever the case may be. And you just, watch a consolation bowl game, man. You gamble a little bit.
Oh yeah. By the way,
So,
man.
so
by the way,
I
go
have the Fox one. It is starting, or it's supposed to start this year. The College Basketball Crown. It's going to air on Fox and FS1.
I hate to say that. That sounds so.
Lame.
The inaugural College Basketball Crown is set to feature schools from the Big
Don't
10,
say gay.
Big 12, and Big East, with additional at-large participants. The College Basketball Crown will take place at MGM Grand Garden Arena and T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas from Monday, March 31st to Sunday, April 6, 2025, with all the action airing on Fox and FS1.
That's a short tournament, though.
Very short.
That's
very
a
short.
week.
Yeah.
I can deal with that. But I don't want to necessarily watch Arizona State against any random Big Ten school. I'm just
Northwestern, Iowa. I don't know.
I didn't want to
Iowa's
miss Northwestern because I like Chris Collins.
Sure.
But Iowa was perfect, because Fran McCaffrey got ejected yesterday. I laughed at that. That was funny.
Man, by the way, man, Ole Miss, speaking of that yesterday, what a game. Like, to pull that bad boy out, that was crazy. Sean Padula come down the court, hitting that three-pointer. But it was just, for me, it was like, if you're an Arkansas fan, like, how much pain are you in? Like, you missed both free throws. Like, Arkansas made every single stupid mistake down the stretch to make sure that they didn't win that basketball game. And Ole Miss took advantage. That was
Crazy.
yesterday was just awesome. I think today's going to be even more ridiculous. By the way, I did very well.
This whole weekend in general, it really only counts as like one day of basketball.
Oh, and tomorrow's St. Patty's Day, right? Monday. Even better.
It's also my birthday.
Well, why am I playing in a Wiffle Stock tournament
Everybody
tomorrow?
celebrating.
And I saw, Mr. Ham, what you told people if they ask you anything other than watching basketball this week. I saw what you said.
What do you say? What do you say? You give him the finger?
No camera on him.
I like it.
Big time. We ain't doing that,
Read
man.
between the lines.
Hey, man, like I told that, and I'm not playing no brackets. I'm letting them know right now. I'm not doing the bracket stuff. No, I'm betting.
Brackets are synonymous. Come on, you have to do at least one.
I might do one just for
You have to do at least one.
Well, if I'm going to do one, I'm going to do like 3 for seasonal purposes just because it's like I want to get there. I might do 4. I might pick one for each Final Four participant.
Since I've fallen in love with sports, I haven't gone a year without doing a bracket. Bracket will break my heart if I don't have one.
Here's the thing. I'm not
Brackets
gonna
coming
compete
out
with it. I'm
Sunday.
just gonna feel one out. Right. I'm just going to. But I think for me, the fun is that I'm interested in the women's bracket too. So it's kind of like that double end of it. And we got back-to-back bracket
Double
release
end of
shows.
it. Sounds like he's a switch hitter over here, buddy.
No, I ain't switching.
Ah, yes, baby. Here he is. It's J Ham, 94 feet of
Southpaw.
life. Let me just tell y'all, seriously, get out there, get you a bottle of Tito's, relax all weekend, enjoy the basketball. Go Tigers, go Grizzlies, go Tennessee, go Rebels. For
6:30.
Dacus, for Ham, for Darian, I'm John. That's my time.